Hello everybody and welcome to the RLBot Wintertide prediction video. Today I'm gonna fill in my predictions for what's gonna happen this weekend in the RLBot Wintertide tournament. As well as I'm gonna give a quick introduction to most of these bots for newcomers so they know who to cheer for and who's really good, who's a bit less. So yeah, let's start out. Don't think that this is the full bracket. We also have a what's it called? We also have a final stage up there. Now we have a double elimination. So we start out with single elimination and then we run into double elimination. And I'm gonna go from top to bottom, and then we're gonna move over to this one. So these are the top 8 seats. You can see the seats in front. So the number 1 seat is expected to be the best bot, but of course that's not always what happens. Especially in RLBot, we have quite some rock paper scissors. So we have the first match. The first match is already a really interesting match since it's RLBot versus Gas. RLBot is a really cool bot since he always goes for aerials, but he's not that seriously in scoring goals. But he always goes for really fancy aerials. Gas is a pretty decent bot, coming in at 17th seed. The successor of one of the best scratch botters we have ever seen. He has really good shooting, so we'll be watching out for him. I think he's gonna edge it out against RLBot. I think. I don't know if I'm gonna do legitimate score. I'm gonna do some legitimate score as well. I think he's gonna edge it out 4-3. It's gonna be a close match. I think either one can win. But seeing that Gas has such is a bit better and a bit more serious than RLBot, I'm gonna give it to Gas. But RLBot is gonna score one of the best goals of the tournament. Cool, Gas progresses. So then we have Beast from the East versus Calculator. Calculator is a really recent bot, coming in at 24th seed. It's a really interesting bot. I like the owner a lot, but I have to give it to Beast from the East. It's a really solid bot, has been top 10 for its entirety, and recently got a couple of good updates. So I think this is going to be a sweep, and a sweep in a single game means it's going to be a mercy rule because we mostly quit the match after 5 goals has been given. I'm going to give Calculator a goal though, so it's going to be 6-1. Beast from the East, although he's not in the top 8 seed, I think he's one to watch out for. Then we have Skybot versus Weeabot. Skybot is one of the dribbling bots, the original dribbling bots, and he's really good at it. And he recently also added some fancy flicks, so that'll be interesting to watch out for. Weebot is one of the newer bots as well. It's pretty good, I must say. It's not the Excel bot though. The owner also made 2 Excel bots, but they sadly dropped out. And Weebot, Python bot, maybe the language has given an advantage, who knows. I still think I have to give this one to Skybot. I think it's gonna be, let's see. I don't think Skybot is gonna sweep it. I think it's gonna be 5-1. It's gonna be close. 5-2. I'm gonna give 5-2. I don't know about scores. I'm pretty much not that sure about winners either. But hey. So on to the next match is Numbot versus also MichaelBot. Numbot is a really fun bot because he just dodges the whole time. He only dodges, which is really funny. Although I recently got an update, so I don't know how much he still does it. Also, MichaelBot is one of the first machine learning bot. Not one of the first, one of the few. He's really good because he got really good mechanics because they have been hard coded, but he uses machine learning to know when to do them. So he's a bit like your average Splat player. Really good mechanics, horrible strategy. Also, Numbot is a bit of a 50-50. I don't know. The thing is, my bot is up next, and I don't think my bot can beat Numbot, since he didn't do that last time. But Numbot is such a 50-50. I want to see my bot progress. So I'm going to give this one to also MichaelBot, but I don't know. I think Numbot's going to win it, but to be sure, my bot, I'm going to give also MichaelBot the victory. And I got CCBet versus Zoomalad. Zoomalad is actually, the Gas has also made Zoomalad. But that was an older version, as in Gas has more features added to it, so you expect him to be better. Although the seed only differs 1, so yeah, that's how good seeding is. CCBot is the oldest bot we have in this tournament, I'm pretty sure. Coming all the way from RLBot version 2. He hasn't seen any updates since then as well, so he's not that great. So I'm thinking it's a close match, but I think CCBot's going to edge it out. Also, since I already gave Gaskins as a victory, I think it's going to be a close 2-1 match. Fighting matches in the first round. Then we have an interesting match. We have All-Star versus BadBot. Well, we're mostly familiar with the All-Star. He's the All-Star bot from Psionics themselves. And then BadBot, who I haven't seen play a lot. I think I only see one match, so I don't know anything about him. Wasn't that convincing though, and seeing from I saw some recent scores. And seeing that the All-Star is really good, I don't think he's going to take it. So I'm going to give him a 7-2 against the All-Star. 2 goals against the All-Star is pretty good though. Not many bots beat the All-Star, I'm sure of. Then we have Levy versus Boolean Ultra Kolf. Levy is one of the first machine bots, and he's really good at it. He also stole my kickoff code, so those should be really good as well. Boolean Ultra Kolf is the first version that his owner made. He implemented ball prediction himself, which we already had, but he's trying to get everything up from the ground, so he only recently learned where the ball was actually at. He did a lot of stuff around that first, and he's still updating his bot slowly and steadily. I think this tournament was a bit too early for him, and I'm going to give it to Levy, and then Levy is going to score 5, and then Golf is going to score 3 goals. But I think he said that he's close to Levy in scrims, but that was with Levy's old kickoff code. So might go the other way as well. And then we have Cunningbot versus Flippy. Flippy is the only scratch bot in this tournament, I believe. Yeah, that's correct. So that's one of the few. There are more, but they sadly didn't make it. Hard edged out on it just barely. And then we have Cunningbot, who is also a really old bot. I think the bot with the fuse line of code, really good as well. Really fast, ball chasey. I have to give this to Cunningbot. I don't want to give bots not a goal, so I have to say 6-1 again. I'm afraid it's going to be 5-0, but with Cunningbot, you never know. He lost to a couple of bad bots as well recently, so who knows? Maybe that will be a massive upset. So now we're going to go to the finals, which aren't the technical finals, because the winners of these will go to the double elimination. But now we're going to see the really good bots, and yeah, Self-Armor is insane. I think he's the best bot we currently have. He's really, really good. He's so fast. He has really good shots. He even has arrow shot, which makes him even better. Doesn't go for fancy arrows or something, and has amazing boost management and strategy, which most bots lack. I don't think Gas is going to hand it to him. So 6-1. Then we have one of my favorite bots, KipjeBot. The reason he's my favorite is he doesn't drive forward. He only drives backwards, and he doesn't use boost or jump at all. And he's still really, really good. And really fun to watch. He's also in a Scarab, so that's you want to see a KipjeBot match. Just so you believe it. And then you have Beast from the East. It's really good. And I should have looked up because they played recently and I don't know the exact score limit. I think KipjeBot won. I think this is going to be an insane close match. I think this is a really good match to watch already. I like Beast from the East as well. And I'm going to give it to him. I'm going to give an upset. I'm going to make close. Nah, this is going to be a really close and goal-scoring match. KipjeBot always scores a lot of goals, but concedes them all. 8-9 for Beast. And then we have another originated dribble bot as in Bottomless Prime, but he has seen some alterations as well. There was one with really good shooting mechanics, one where he was a pure defensive bot, and now he's the latest version. I haven't seen him play because it's been a secret, but I've seen scorelines where he beat Self-Driving Car and the other top bots really decent, so I think Skymon's going to have a tough match. I think Bottomless Prime is going to edge it out at 6-3. And now we get to my own bot. He's also a dribble bot, and he still is. And I think he might be better than Skybot, but he won't like to admit that. He also has really nice flicks, kickoffs, but he likes to own goal a lot as well. So I'm not too sure on it. That's why I gave him also Michaelbot. Also Michaelbot's not that good. I think he can win that. 4-1 though. And he rarely scores, so we're gonna get it 3-1. But defense is sort of shaky in time. He's gonna score all 4 goals though, I think. That's given. And we have Relief bot. Relief is also one of the oldest bots, so it's cool that the two oldest bots play each other. As in CC-Bot was also from version 2. The thing is, RLBot has received updates, so he's still at the top of the scoreboard. He always has been. He's always performing. So yeah, I must give it to him. I think this is. I'm gonna give a 5-0 here. If I have to give one, I think this will be it. Can I do? Yeah, I can do so. RLBot really good. I don't know if he's gonna get any extra updates as well. So I don't know how they all stack up in the top. That's a bit hard to predict, but I have some sources inside. Then we have Wildfire versus the All-Star. Wildfire beats the All-Star, but then he didn't do it in his last match. I still think he's gonna give it though. Wildfire's a really good bot. It's also been kept secret for a very long time. Well, he beats most bots, I would say. And he makes it close to the top 3, as in Self-Driving Car, Relief Bot, and Bottomless Prime. So I must give it to him as well. I think it's going to be a close one. Last time it was close as well. 6-5. And then we have Stick. And Stick is a Marvin bot. And Marvin bots always win tournaments. Like, they win all the tournaments. So yeah, I must give it to Stick. He's only entered 1 bot, even though he could do 2 bots. So yeah, that's a bummer. But I still think that Stick is an amazing bot. He hasn't received an update recently, but I still think he's going to do well. Although he received an update to support 120 FPS. I think we're going to see another. Maybe he's going to score a goal. With my kick of code, we're going to see him score a goal. It's also going to be a backwards dribble, which is Levy's specialty. Which is another fun fact, because since Levy is machine learning, he actually learned all of. He learned of RLBot, which is like another Marvin bot, like the predecessor of Stick. Just a cool fact. And we have Atlas Cunning Bot. Interesting match. Atlas is also a sort of dribbling bot. Also in the Scarab, really fun to see. He's really good though. He has more of a defensive bot, and I think he's gonna edge it out against Cunning with 4-3. And now we've seen all bots, and I think we're gonna go straight to the final stage. Okay, so this is the working one. With Beast from the East versus Self-Driving Car, Bottomless versus the Revo, RLBot versus Wildfire, Stick versus Atlas. So basically the top 8, and then I've given Beast from the East the edge over KippyBot. But that could go either way, to be honest. Anyway, I don't think any of them has a chance against Self-Driving Car. He's gonna take that 6-3, which is a preferable scoreline on me. So I'm gonna do 6-4 just to switch it up. Self-Driving Car is gonna win that. And my bot versus Bottomless Prime, he's not gonna win that. He's gonna get smacked 5-0, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna give my own bot a 5-0. RLBot versus Wildfire, interesting matchup. I know Wildfire's been training a lot against Relief, and I think winning them. Not sure, but Relief might do an update. But just for the upset, not -1. 5-6. We're gonna give Wildfire a good run here. And then we have Stick Atlas, and I have to give that to Stick as well. Stick is really, really good. And Atlas I know beat Wildfire, so then he suddenly is like really good. But let's give Atlas free goals as well. I'm gonna go through this quick. So like this, and this matches are all gonna be I think all these 4 and then this one are gonna be best of 3 as well. So that's really hype as well. Where are we gonna go? We're gonna go to the bottom. I'm gonna go to the lower rank. The Revo beat Beast recently 2-7, so I'm just gonna copy that score. Seemed good. I hope it happens. I want to see the Revo go on. RLBot versus Atlas. That one, Relief's gonna win. Relief's gonna start his lower bracket run here with a 5-2 win. Yeah, that's right. And then we have Self-Driving Car versus Bottomless Prime. That's a really tough match. So I'm gonna do Wildfire versus Stick first. Wait, oh no, never mind. That's also a really tough match. Okay, so the thing is, it's a best of 1, and both bots have they've been testing to each other, and they both say it's a 50-50 who wins. But it's a 9-2 one way or the other. So I don't know how that happens. Seeing that Selham got the first heat, I'm gonna give this one to him. But if the match may occur again, I don't know what I'm gonna do. And Wildfire versus Stick. Stick is really, really good, but so is Wildfire. And I'm gonna give Wildfire a run. Here. Put Stick to the bottom. So now you have Stick versus Derivo, and that's gonna be an easy one for Stick. Oh, Derivo beat Leaf, which is a close spot to Stick. So maybe it's gonna be closer than I think. 5-2. You have Bottomless versus Relief Bot. I can't cheer against any of these bots. Let's see then. Bottomless Relief. I have to give it to Bottomless, meaning a Relief is gonna get a really early exit. Although I thought Relief would go up all the way, but he would lose to Stick anyway, because that's how Relief works. We're gonna go for a really big upset, and Bottomless is gonna win it here. Then we have the top bracket and the lower bracket, and Southland of course is gonna smack it to the final. 5-3 against Wildfire. Wildfire's run ends there. And Stick Bottomless. Seeing that Bottomless has seen so many updates and Stick hasn't, I'm gonna give this one to Bottomless as well. Have you seen Bottomless Wildfire yet? No. So that's the thing, like, to be honest, Relief, Stick, Bottomless, Wildfire, and Southland of can all win it. Just depends on the match, I think, and I'm not that certain how they all play. But I'm gonna give Bottomless the revenge story. So Bottomless, I think, I'm a big Bottomless fan, but I'm also a big Wildfire fan. But I think Bottomless is gonna win a 6-3 here. Even though these are best of 3, so they don't really make sense. And then this is where Bottomless luck gets in, and he wins the first one. So I'm gonna give this a series win. He's gonna sweep the first series. And then for the final one, let's see. Can I make it a 1-1? No, I cannot. Let's see. I'm gonna give it to Bottomless. Bottomless is gonna win it all. That's gonna be it. But those are my predictions, and even when I think if you asked me to predict them in 5 minutes, I would give different predictions. So it's just better if you just watch the stream, man. Just watch the stream. Then you're gonna see who's gonna win. The thing is, it's gonna be spectacular anyway. Like, these bots are really good. Especially the top 5, in my opinion. Bottomless, Self-Driving Car, Relief, Wildfire, and Stick. But even Atlas is really good. Kippy bot can maybe upset some people driving backwards. Beast from the East with some secret updates. Who knows? Derivo? No, not seeing that happening. Although, I don't know, maybe, but he can also just be eliminated by Numbot in the first round, and Numbot can go on a crazy run as well. Yeah, the main advice is just watch the tournament this weekend. And I'll put the Twitch links down below as well, and the times, so just so you know that exactly. See you.